Let's do it, everybody. Let's look. It is time to scavenge the free agent list and see if our next great superstar is here. At quarterback, well, the top guy right now is Sheldon Kendricks out of Auburn. Normal dev. We'll still sign him for the moment. No guarantees he sticks around. Glenn Rowland out of Kansas. Normal dev. Damn. Landon Carlisle. Normal dev. We have still yet to get a star dev quarterback. Edward Sheldon out of Michigan. Elliott McAllister, Dwayne Davis, and then the last guy is Andrew Hayes. Doesn't work out for us at quarterback. Our guy from last year will still be the starter. For running back, we start off with Tavares Harrell. Normal dev for him. Kerry Ware. Normal dev for him. He's 23 as well. Stephen Morgan. We get a running back. Boston was great for us last year, but we get a running back. Stephen Morgan out of BYU, no less. Stays in his own backyard. The 21-year-old, only an elusive back. He sucks at everything else, but Stephen Morgan, welcome in. And we have ourselves a running back. We might get another, you never know. We are still going to look. Danny Thomas. Jamar Poole. It's perfect, too, with that guy being in a BYU. John Bond. Vernon Landry. Normal dev for him, too. Show me Stephen Kramer. He's 21, so we're going to sign him anyway and probably practice squad him. We have Dominic Patterson. Doesn't work out. Kyrie Potter. Nope. But it's so nice to get a running back immediately, man. Deontay Walker. Normal dev for him as well. Luke Watkins out of Wake Forest. Well, I don't expect us to get another one here, but again, it is worth looking. At least we got one star dev running back. Got Derek Givens, Mississippi State, and the last one was Al Carson. All right, we at least get one running back, though. It's good. Fullbacks. Josh DeMarco. Won't be better than who we already have. Quincy Bush. Normal dev, too. And then Tyson Aldridge. Yeah, normal dev across the board for the fullbacks. Let's see what we got then. So on the roster, as we sort out kind of who stays and who goes. Thought I heard the dog whining. Sorry. It's not even in here. So at quarterback, Wilcox, Bolin, and Kendricks. I mean, Raphael Wilcox is still our guy. Kendricks will be here for the moment. He could be on the cut list if need be. Running back. Oh, man, I feel bad for Emmanuel Boston. I do, but how does he possibly stay? You know? So practice squad guys from last year, Will Clay. He's going to get cut. We obviously got people who are better than him. Same for Brian Camp. Can move on from him. So you got Kramer. Morgan's our guy. We can cut Kevin Carmichael as well. Harrell's the same overall at a younger age. Brian not even making training camp. Well done. Well done. There's also Darrell Kidd and Cole Miles. Miles is 24. He's not going to get a breakout at this point. So we can just go ahead and incur the fee for getting rid of him. And then honestly, I think Darrell Kidd is probably gone too. He's going to be the third string guy. He's not going to get a chance. So we can get rid of him. So at running back, we will go with Morgan and Boston as the top two. And then Harrell as the third string. And we'll have Kramer on the practice squad. And then fullback, still Owen Hayes. Let's go look at wideouts. Let us go look at wideouts, where we know we already have a lot of talent at wide receiver. But no, Devs, we're looking. We're looking right now. We're in that process. 21 and a 70, Dominic Reynolds. He's normal dev, though, but that's a really good starting OVR. Greg Ridley. We're going to have some tough choices at wideout, man. Some tough choices. Teron Reynolds. Normal dev. Matthew Ross. We're going to have some real fucking tough choices. We have an embarrassment of riches right now at wide receiver. Max Rose isn't going to make it for that reason. Melvin Patterson. Normal dev for him. John Rubin. Again, honestly, at this point, I'm like, God, don't give me any more wide receivers, please. Josh Perry, normal dev. Jimmy Dawson. We have Tavon Graham. All right, I'm starting to hit a lull here. What about Stephen Mullins manifesting an X Factor? I hope, man. I hope. Roman Davison. Normal dev there, too. Can we find that needle in a haystack? Donnell Slate. Another star dev wide receiver. Jesus Christ. Quincy Henning. Normal dev. We got Nathan Foster. Stop. They're all wide receivers. Jesus. Kamani Verdon. Holy hell. What about Junior Woodley at 21? I'm going to sign him anyway, but I don't even know if I'll have space for him on the practice squad. Christ. Ben Heath. Let's move the fast. Well, that's the thing, though. We got a running back, though. We just brought in a running back, so we don't even have space to move somebody. Sean Bolden doesn't work. About Richard James. This would be the time we'd see a freaking superstar X Factor, since it can happen, because we're struggling for space. Peter Branch. Nick Bowden. Tell me a guy to Middle Tennessee State isn't an X Factor. Enrique Lewis. Normal dev for him. And then the final two, we have Deontay Keenan. And the very bottom of the list, Sergio Tyson. Okay. Out of Utah, but he doesn't fit. That was a hell of a lot of players. Let's look at tight end here, too. Oh, boy. Well, Peter Thomas is the first one that we start off with. That's not very good. Normal dev for Peter Thomas. What about Marcus Medlin? He's 21, so I'm going to sign him anyway. Doesn't have a good dev pattern, though. Matt McLean. Come on, X Factor tight end. Jacoby Franklin? Oh, again, we only have one star dev tight end so far. Otis Pearson. Another guy out of Utah. Colin Pritchard. Not looking too good for the tight end position here. JT Colangelo. And at the bottom, allowed to change wide receiver to tight end. We could, but at the same time, they might be so bad. You know? They might just be so bad in regards to blocking. Would it be worth it? We can debate that point, just because there are an absurd amount of star dev wideouts now on this team. It is pretty ridiculous. So to go through the list here, then, we have Norton at superstar. My team is so decent, yet we're struggling to win games. This team won 2 games last year. We have Connolly, who is star dev. And again, Morgan was star dev as well. We have Betts. It'll be easier to say who the hell shouldn't be star dev. Or who won't be. Bayless is star dev. This is ridiculous. Wilburn, also star dev. Holy shit. Dominic Reynolds is normal. I can't. It sucks. I'd love to use Dominic Reynolds, but I can't. I'd really have to. I hope you have to get a breakout to star, and then it's so unlikely. We got Ballard at star dev. Ridley at star dev. Holy shit. Emmanuel Massey at normal. So Emmanuel Massey is probably gone, given those circumstances. Matt Ross, star dev. Jesus. Donnell Slate, he was new, so star dev. Junior Woodley is normal dev at 21. Again, would love to put him on the practice squad if we have space. Jalen Peterson, also normal dev. Someone who's on the practice squad from last year. Foster, star dev. We're almost in double digits. Eric Wright is on normal. It is a good problem to have. I won't disagree. And then Danny McLaughlin. Right. So starting from the bottom, obviously, McLaughlin, normal dev, you gotta go. Pretty much anybody that's normal dev has to go, unless they're 21, in which case I'd try to keep them. But at that point, it's like, is it, again, even worth speccing into the practice squad? Peterson at 22, he's gotta go. Given that we have this many star dev guys, I just don't think it's going to work. Woodley's 21, normal dev. It's not going to work. Then there's Massey, who's on the outs. And then that leaves Reynolds. He's the interesting one, man. A 70 overall at 20 years old. If we could get him to break out, he could be great. But at the same time, what the hell are the odds we get him to break out? And the thing is, if we get a guy who's already star dev to break out, then they're way ahead, even if they're a year or two older. So I hate to say it, I think Dominic Reynolds is, I mean, probably going to the practice squad at best. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with all those other wide receiver spots. At tight end, oh boy, I believe Tevin Glover is still the only one to have an ability. Colin Sharp isn't that bad, but he's never going to break out, so we might as well drop him. But we do have Glover, who is star dev at 23. Then there's Northcutt at 23, who's a 65. All these other guys are normal dev. Honestly, probably go Glover, Northcutt, Hannah, and then drop Medlin and Malone the practice squad. I think is probably the best way to do it. I'm looking at having to cut like 6 wide receivers. Oh, that's insane. What do we have on the O-line? We know wide receiver is going to be a big problem. We'll double check if they can block and stuff like that in a bit. Let's see. On the O-line. Good song. Don't want it. Don't want it at the moment. We'll take a classic. All right. On the O-line, we start off James Gold. Not good enough. Russell Lowell. Also not good enough. From there, even if someone like Joe Robinson's worse, we can be a little bit more. We can be a little bit more restrictive with offensive linemen. Yeah, star dev Kyle Kinney. 21 years old. That's a good pickup. That's a good pickup. Honestly, at this point, yeah, you had to be like 21, like Dalvin Whitfield. So watch the end of the Texas Tech Wyoming game. I have no idea what happened. Joey Rude. The Rudd. The Rude. Call him Rude Boy. Everybody else sucks. Centers. Oh, ma, finally a half-decent center. Blake Dixon. It's a natural center. We got Noah Sherman. Doesn't have the dev pattern that we need, though. What What about Levi Morgan? Double overtime? Yeah. See why it would have been a fun game then. Right guard, Steven Rudolph. Normal dev for him. Robert Camp drops off pretty sharply from there. Right tackle is normally the strongest in terms of the position options. We got Mitch Tennant. We'll sign for the moment. And then it drops off pretty badly from there. Yeah, Sean Bates isn't that good. What about Cody Woodard? Normal dev for him too. What about Eric Knight out of Ohio State? 6'8", the monster, but he's normal dev. And then that is it. We'll go to the O-line first. I was gonna say I don't want to risk it with numbers at this point. You can go over the 75, but yeah, don't want to risk it at this point. So on the O-line, it makes sense that Rayshawn Bronson could go. We don't really need him as a depth option anymore. We can have Paul Lamb and Kyle Kinney as the 1-2. So Rayshawn, you've been a good servant for this team, and I appreciate your service tremendously. You are gone. We'll have Kinney and Lamb as the 1-2 there. Left guard, Josh Flores is kind of on the outs. So we have Austin and the Rudd. So we'll go ahead and drop Josh Flores. At center, we have Reed and Dixon, which works for me. One big challenge I have, one steel challenge. Just have fun. Like, I wish I liked the more recent Pokemon games, but they were so bad technically, I couldn't believe it. Right guard, we can have Holiday and Rudolph, while dropping Zach Silas from the team. And then right tackle, we know that Walters has star dev. So that's where it gets tough. That's where it gets real tough in terms of, do we want him to be the starter? Ethan Cruz can go. Hit the wrong damn button. Hate that. But yeah, Ethan Cruz can go. Do I want to drop the other guys? Tennant's not looking that bad. Dalton Dell can go. Given that he's 24, he's not going to be that good. What are the odds Bobby Walters becomes as good as Barkley is now? Again, there's just no breakout is the issue. We'll try to keep the 3 of them if I can. It's not looking too likely, though. We'll see what we can do. It's going to be a little bit tough with the numbers to balance everyone I want to keep. Let's look at the defensive line. Any good new additions? We've had a crap load of wide receivers added and a running back, but now what about the defensive side? We start off, oh God, Terrell Lynch is the best option, 22 and a 61. We'll sign him temporarily until we're more sure of the numbers. Nathan Butler, normal dev for him. Got Mateo Ramirez. These guys are lower overalls, too. They need star dev to be signed. Leslie Charlton. Again, we'll still sign someone like Jaden Mackey. Not very good, but he is younger. Could be a practice squad option. Dwayne Lewis. Yeah, I don't think we're getting help here. And an Emery Yarbrough. Yeah, so really nothing there for left end. Defensive tackle, Devontae Harrington. We do not have a star dev DT yet. You get James Arsenault. Normal dev for the moment. We also see Stefan Gibson. Normal dev. Marquise Johnson. Come on, there's got to be somebody else here. Chester Griffith. Come on, we need a DT here. Zaire McLeod. Normal dev. Got Dylan Carter. We'll still sign him for the moment. Bryson Sims. Andrew McCallum. Right now, we're just grasping at straws. It's very unlikely that any of these guys end up being decent. Jonathan Williams. Not looking that good. Nate Dalton. Normal dev for Nate Dalton. Whew, come on, it's got to be somebody. We get Jermaine Harris. Yeah, DT is not looking too good. Juan Brown. Shit. 22 and only a 57. I mean, I'll take it, but man, that's going to be tough for him to grow. And then Lucas Roman. Right end. We already have a star player here, not an X Factor. We have Montrell Bailey. Isaiah Benson, who will sign no matter what, at least for the moment. Trevor Pace. Again, right here, it's not as important as it was for DT. 24-year-old Calvin Teague. Shocker. Normal dev. Has anyone ever gotten like a 24-year-old player that actually had a good dev pattern? Like, oh yeah, I drafted a 24-year-old player. He was an X Factor. Has that happened? What was the 57? He was star dev. We ended up signing him. Malik Patton, 23-star dev, only a 58 at right end. Got Zach Smith out of A&M. And then Callum Jackson, normal dev. So 2-star dev prospects for the defensive line, but they are both very, very low overalls. I guess that's the trade-off. So left end, we do have Zach Scott, who is star dev. We have Frank Carroll, who is normal. I'm just double-checking these guys. So it was Jaden Mackey. He's also, I think everybody here was normal dev. Terrell Lynch, yeah. And then might as well just check Poyer while we're here. Could have gone to the trade screen, probably should have. So left end, obviously Scott is the starter. It probably just makes sense to run with the two other younger guys. So Frank Carroll, that way we get rid of our Carroll confusion from having two Carrolls. We'll get rid of Frank, and we'll get rid of Greg Poyer. That sets up the left side. Right side is Scott Carroll, who is star dev. There's Isaiah Benson that we just signed. See if he makes the team. Brad Barnett was here last year. And then Malik Patton, who is star dev, but again, not very good. But we can cut Barnett and run with Benson and Patton. I don't know how much Patton will play. Maybe he'll benefit from the practice time and make it worth it. And then defensive tackle. Let's go check the trade screen really quickly. Just to double check if anybody might have grown in terms of potential or anything like that. So again, the trade screen, for some reason, is the best way to check someone's frickin' dev pattern. So at DT, it is just Juan Brown at star dev as a UDFA this year. Good to know. Wish these menus were faster. All right. So, pretty obvious we can cut Matt Love. He's 24, only a 65. Matt Love's out of here. No love for Matt Love. From there, I mean, Arsenault's ahead of Rutland. So we probably go with Brown and Barr as the top two. Go with Arsenault. Cut Rutland. And then try to practice squad Carter. I think that's the right way to go. All right, so Brown is the starter. Then Barr and Arsenault. Carter, yeah, it works. Sorry to Craig Rutland. You only got a season here, buddy. Your NFL dream's probably over. Let's Let's go see what we got for linebackers. It's a very strong position for us right now. Very strong indeed. We are missing a middle linebacker with star dev, so I would not complain about getting one other guy we could move over. We start off 24-year-old Josh Boone. Normal dev. He is out of Utah, but we're not signing him. Jason Bowles. Show me Jeff Petrosky. Nice ratings. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Star dev. That's not too bad. I mean, he is 23 and not the best overall, but Jeff Petrosky. Welcome in. Quandre Fisher. Normal dev for him. TJ Parks. Normal dev. Delaware State. Home of the Badgers. Josh Saxton. Normal dev. Who's the highest rated player on the team right now? I believe it's our 76 wide receiver. Nobody else there on the left. In the middle, Tyler Anderson out of UMass. Normal dev, though. Ramondre Mullins. Got Victor Ridley. Also normal dev. Got an itchy-ass nose, man. Jamal Mann. Jamal Mann. Alan Staley. Normal dev for him, too. Show me Kyle Caldwell, even though he's 23 and terrible. And last middle linebacker would be Shane Webb. Okay, no help directly at middle linebacker. On the right, Deontay Leary. Sign him at least temporarily. We got Carlos Newton, former UFC champion 20 plus years ago. Austin Dawson. And then Don Cantrell. Okay. Well, we got at least one solid linebacker in the mix in terms of dev pattern. Not quite OVR and age in terms of preference, but at least another star dev player. It's a good place to start. So Gerard, Petrosky, Sullivan are all star dev. Middle linebacker, we have Benson, Walden, and Dawson. And then on the right, it's Short, Frazier and Stewart, and now Deontay Leary. So in theory, we'd have Petrosky and Sullivan as middle linebackers. So we can have those three there. We can cut Stewart. I'm going to shout out to Imbecile Nexus. What a name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Jocelyn, you're gone, son. You're out of here. There's also Danny Frazier, who can be cut as well. He's nothing too special. So congrats to Leary. You'll be the new backup over there. And the middle linebacker, we should still be okay. Yeah, we might end up playing Petrosky and Sullivan at middle linebacker this year instead of one of these guys. Last season, the starter was Assad Walden, but he didn't break out. Now he's 23 and only a 68. So I think middle linebacker. I mean, even though I'm not going to directly move them over, they're still technically going to be there. Middle linebacker is going to see some change. The secondary, starting off at corner. This is another extremely stacked position for us right now. In terms of the amount of prospects, it's corners and wideouts where we're set up very, very well. Darnell Van Dyke. So where we start off here. Star dev, son of a bitch. Oh, we're going to have such a hard time with wideouts and corners. Connor Drummond. Normal dev for him, 22 and a 60. I'm going to sign him just in case we need him for depth. Kevin Wright, overaged rookie. He's not an X factor, but he is star dev. Right as I say, I basically never see anybody at 24. Heath Jones. Normal dev for him. Charles Hodge. Does not work out. Mike Beckham. And we'll probably end up moving a guy over to safety. Devon A. Jones. Doesn't quite work out. Brett Pierman. Normal dev for him. Alfonso Lewis. We got Cam Thornton. Normal dev. Greg Colbert, is this the best group so far? In terms of just the sheer amounts, yeah, I think it has to be. This has been a pretty generous class. Obviously, we're still getting players in a position where we're already kind of stronger in that position, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers, you know? Who the hell did I just look at? Was it Spence? It was Thomas, because he was 24. Dwayne Truman. Normal Dev. Southern Utah, home of the Mormons. I don't fucking know. Khalid Roper. Oh, he was 2-year pro. Wouldn't have counted anyway. We also see Jashawn Worthy. 21 years old. I am not going to have space for him on the practice squad. I'm just not. Matt Black. Does not work. And our final corner, D'Angelo Chambers. Normal Dev. What do we got at safety? Start off with Jarek Sewell. Sign him for the moment. Troy Spence. Nolan Dawson. Hey, we got another star dev safety. We needed it. We did need it. That just means we can't move the corner now. Trevor Bartell. Does not work. Jalen Culliver. This has been a very, very kind class. Ladarius Mann. Got Devontae Jackson. And we still have 3 positions to check, too. Marcus Huntington. Normal Dev. Denzel Gibson. Damn. Come on, one of these days, man. Orlando Hayden. Normal Dev for him, too. Grant Lowry. 21, but again, I just don't think he's going to fit. Jeff Perrine, whatever you prefer. And the final option here, Brandon Cohen, also doesn't make it. What do we got? A strong safety. George Golston. Sign him just for the moment. Need a kicker and punter. We do have a star punter already. A star kicker would really bring this through, though. Michael McCoy. Jay Donnell. Denzel Truman. I figured with the more stank you put on their name, the more likely they are to be good. Like Kashawn Parker. Fuck it. It's fun, though, man. It's a stupid, stupid challenge, but I enjoy it so much. Let's see, Daniel Hills. Normal dev for him. Your patience is fair. At kicker, Colt Kirkpatrick. We'll sign him for the moment because he still might be better than who we have. Looks like a Derek Parker. Normal dev for him. Larry McMillan. I don't think we're getting a star dev kicker this year. Robert Shields at 21. Would have been nice at 21 to be star dev, but last option, Thad Richardson. Yeah, no star kicker this year. Of course, the argument is if we get a punter, do we move him over? Dylan Malone. Does not work out. Bernie Jennings. Does not work out. The final option would be Franklin Short. Don't want a kicker named Short, though, and he doesn't work out anyway. That was a damn good class. It really was. I can't complain. We got a lot of help in a lot of spots, not in others, but it's the way it goes. Yeah, John Bryan is still a star dev punter. So he's the guy. At kicker, it might as well be Clyde Petty because Kirkpatrick's not going up all that much. So yeah, we'll keep Clyde Petty. He's trash, but at safety, we have Tremaine Avery, who is star dev, 24 years old. There's Garland, who's normal dev. And then there's George Golston that we just signed, who's also normal dev. I don't know if I'll have to cut one of them. We'll see in a second. So we got the safeties on the other side. Actually, in fairness, whatever. I can just keep going about it this way. We got Barber, We got Sewell. We have Dawson now, who goes to the top of the chart as a star dev. 22 years old. That's not too bad. There's also Deontay Curtis, who was normal dev, and then Joe Street, who's the worst of the bunch. 24 years old. He is definitely gone. Definitely. Also makes sense, I'd say, to cut Deontay Curtis, given his age, his overall. Go ahead and get rid of him. So, honestly, Golston is the one that's on the outs based on age overall. So, sorry, George. Say goodbye to you. And that gets us down to about 5 safeties, which is normally the amount that I like to carry. Corner is a nightmare. That's the only way to put it. Corner is an absolute nightmare for us right now. We start off with Monte Widmer, who again went up to Star Dev last year. You got Cornell Allen at Superstar. Going into his 3rd season. Peter Perkins, normal dev. That might be the death knell for Pete. Darnell Van Dyke, Star Dev. Yeah, Perkins is in big trouble here. Big trouble. We have Drummond, who's normal dev. He's probably on the outs. Kevin Wright, Star Dev for Kevin Wright, 24 years old, but... Then there's Devin Dixon, who I believe is still Star Dev. Yep. Johnson is also Star Dev. Jesus Christ. Emmanuel Hall. He was normal dev, so it's probably it for him. Damian Robinson, also normal dev. I think he was a practice squad guy last year. And then Antonio Breston was a practice squatter last year, too. We got a lot of people to get rid of. We'll start off with Breston, Robinson, and Hall at the bottom. Sorry, boys, but some better talent came along. I can't believe how stacked we are at corner for, like, base level where we're at with this team. Connor Drummond, you could break out, but again, Star Devs get the tiebreaker. And then, yeah, sorry to Peter Perkins. You don't look that bad, Pete, but we got to look elsewhere. So that leaves us with 6 corners. I'm going to try to carry all of them if I can, as unlikely as it is. And some of these guys are lower ratings at a higher age, which isn't great, but we'll balance what we can. Was Deontay Leary? He did not have a dev. Okay. So for the moment, we're good. Obviously, we're going to have to reorganize the depth chart, send people down to the practice squad. We're going to have to cut 13 players. Let's go to ye olde depth chart. So Raphael Wilcox is still the starter. We want Morgan. Again, had Boston gotten that breakout moment last season, he would be our starting running back, but now it's got to be Stephen Morgan. So Emmanuel Boston got screwed over. Wide receiver, it's a freaking nightmare. Just going to leave it from there. I'll have to optimize it before the start of the season, which isn't a problem. Oh, God, that's right. We have training camp to do. Okay.